Shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rahak double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the Akim preaching his word in truth and in sincerity and in faith. It's the brother Yeshaya from the GMS Plain Tables camp here in Philadelphia, and I just want to do a quick lesson on the topic of free will. Now, a lot of these Christians, they've put out this doctrine, that this whole free will doctrine, basically saying that you have the right, that the Most High has given man the right to pick and choose whatever he wants to do, or whether he wants to do good or wants to do bad, to do evil. When you understand these scriptures, you know that that's not true, that there is no such thing as free will. We don't get to decide, pick and choose what we're going to do. The Most High decides our whole life, basically. Our life is a story that the Most High has written out, and it's going to go exactly according to the plan, to the story that he's written. So there is no such thing as free will. So Lord willing, I'm able to edify and prove that through the scriptures. So this is Proverbs chapter 20 verse 24. It says, man's goings are of Yahweh. How can a man then understand his own way? So yeah, a man's goings or a man's choices are of the Most High. The Most High decides what your choices are going to be. That's why a lot of times when somebody does something, they don't understand why they do it. They might like a certain thing. You ask them why they like it. They don't fully understand, why they like it or why they choose their certain profession, their certain, their likes and dislikes, their habits. It's all the spirit, okay, within the spirit that the Most High has given you. That's why we all have different spirits, and within our spirits, those spirits have different characteristics, their likes and their dislikes, and the behavior, you know. So yeah, that's why a lot of times people don't understand why they make the decisions they make, why they like the certain things they like. You might ask them their favorite food. Your favorite food might be pizza. You don't know why, why you like pizza and somebody else hates pizza. To you, you might say you like pizza because it tastes great, but somebody else is disgusting. So why is it that you like pizza and they don't? It's all a choosing of the Most High. You do not choose you don't choose your actions. You don't choose your likes and your dislikes. This is Proverbs chapter 19 verse 21. It says, there are many devices in a man's heart, nevertheless the counsel of Yahweh that shall stand. Yeah, so a lot of us at a young age, or even throughout our lives, we try to make decisions on what we want to do with our life, the profession we want to do, or the way that we would like our life to go, and it never goes that way. I mean, sometimes it does go that way, but oftentimes it does not go that way. You don't get to pick and choose, how your life is going to go. It says there's many devices. So there's many, I believe for the word devices, it's thoughts in a man's heart, which the Hebrew word for heart is lab, which means your mind. So there's many thoughts and ideas in your mind. You have a lot of plans for your life, but it never goes that way, because only the will of the Most High is gonna stand, not your will. You can't decide what your future is gonna look like. You can't decide, oh, I'm gonna become a basketball player. Now many men have had the skill, and the capability to be that, but the Most High decided that it wasn't for them. You might have some kind of injury or whatever the case may be. The Most High is gonna throw something in your way to divert your path if that's not his will of what he wants you to do. You see? This is Proverbs chapter 21 verse 1. It says, the king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh, as the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Yeah, so the king's heart, which is mind, is in the hand of the Lord, the Most High. He's the one ruling in this world. He chooses, he's putting these thoughts and ideas in these kings or these presidents' mind to do his will, to do his bidding. The Most High controls these different presidents, these different elected leaders. The Most High is controlling their actions. That's why a lot of times certain kings are, if you read about certain kings, they're considered crazy, because they might have made their mind up about something one day. The next day they completely change their mind, because it's the Most High working on their thoughts and working on their mind so they can do his will and do his bidding. You see? This is Daniel's chapter 4 verse 17. It says, this matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones. to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. Yeah, so the Most High is the ruler on the planet Earth. He chooses and decides who's going to become, the leader of a country, the leader of a nation. In America, they have what they call democracy. There's no real democracy. You're not picking your leaders. The Most High is picking and choosing your leaders. You think you're making a choice. The Most High, like it says right here, it says, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. Yeah, so the Most High is ruling in the kingdom of men. It says, and giveth it to whomsoever he will. Yeah, so the Most High picks and chooses your leaders. You're not picking and choosing your leaders, no matter if you call it a democracy where everybody gets a vote. The only one who really gets a vote is Yahweh, the Most High. He gets to pick and choose. It says, and give it to whomsoever he will, and set it up over it the basis of men. Yeah, the basis of men, that means the lowest of men. Yeah, sometimes a king or the president, he might be a real low guy. He's not the smartest, not the brightest. As we have an example of our current president, Donald Trump. He's not the brightest. He's really, it's just strange that, when you think about it, that a man like that can be elected a leader of a country. Yeah, it says, setteth up over at the bases of men. Yeah, so the Most High does that sometimes. He set the lowest of low as a king or as a president. So just to show you that it's not really your choice of who rules and who doesn't rule. The Most High rules in the kingdom of man. This is Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5. It says, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. Now this is the Most High speaking to Jeremiah. I'm going to read verse 4. It says, then the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. Yeah, so before, Jeremiah even entered into his mother's womb, the Most High knew him, basically knew his spirit, because he's the one that created his spirit. He's the one that gave his spirit all those characteristics. It says, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, so before he was born, he said, I sanctified thee. Yeah. So sanctified means to be chosen for a specific task, or just chosen. It says, I sanctified thee and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Yeah, so before Jeremiah was even born, he was ordained to be a prophet. So you tell me, where is the free will in that? Okay, Jeremiah did not choose whether he wanted to be a prophet. He was ordained to be a prophet, whether he wanted to or not. Now let's say Jeremiah was born, and he said he didn't want to be a prophet. He wanted to be something else. He wanted to be what some people did back in the day. He wanted to be somebody who made weapons, a weapons maker or something like that. Yeah, but the Most High is going to lead him down a path, whether he likes it or not, where he's going to be a prophet, whether he chooses or not. And that's the case with all of us on the planet Earth. The Most High chooses what we're going to do with our lives, whether it be occupations or whatever the case may be, how our family life is going to go, how our lives are constructed. So we don't get to pick and choose what we want to be. The Most High has ordained us to be everything. Everything you are is everything you're meant to be. Like people talk about destiny. We're all destined for a certain thing, and the Most High chooses that destiny. You don't get to choose your own destiny. That's why it's called destiny. This is a quick example of basically proving that free will is not a thing. This is Exodus chapter 4, verse 21. It says, and the Lord said unto Moses, when thou goest to return into Egypt, see thou do all these wonders before Pharaoh. Yeah, so the Most High was sending Moses to Egypt to tell him to let the Most High's people go, to let the Israelites go. But this is what the Most High was telling Moses was going to happen. I'm going to read it again. It says, and the Lord said unto Moses, when thou goest to return into Egypt, see that thou do all these wonders before Pharaoh, which I have put in thine hand. But I will harden his heart that he shall not let the people go. So the Most High is telling Moses to go to, the land of Egypt and tell Pharaoh to let the children of Israel go. But the Most High is telling Moses that he's going to harden Pharaoh's heart to not let him go. So you tell me, where is the free will in that? Pharaoh, the Most High is telling you it's not going to be Pharaoh's choice. He's going to make Pharaoh not let the people go on purpose, He's going to harden his heart so that he's not going to let the people go. So you tell me, where is Pharaoh's free will in this? You see? So that's just one example. And it says it, all over the scriptures. about the Most High hardening Pharaoh's heart, making him not let the people go, no matter what kind of plague the Most High brought upon him, all the different plagues, the Most High hardened his heart to not let the people go. This is Exodus chapter 7, verse 3. It says, and I will harden Pharaoh's heart and multiply my signs and my wonders in the land of Egypt. Yeah, so if the Most High didn't harden Pharaoh's heart, let's say as soon as Moses came up and said, let the children of Israel go, and Pharaoh let them go after the first time, the Most High wouldn't have got to show his power on Egypt, and the children of Israel wouldn't have been able to see the Most High's greatness and witness his power, and then all after that, after all the different plagues the Most High brought upon Egypt, all the different nations, they heard about the greatness of the Most High. They heard about the greatness of Yahweh, and he was able to prove his greatness to his people. Now, let's say Pharaoh had let them go after the first time or after the second time. The Most High wouldn't have been able to do his will, to show his power, and his will was to show his power on Egypt. I'm going to read it again. This is Exodus chapter 7, verse 3. It says, and I will harden Pharaoh's heart and multiply my signs and my wonders in the land of Egypt. It says, but Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that I may lay my hand upon Egypt and bring forth mine armies. Yeah, so the Most High here is telling you his will and what his desire is to do. It says, but Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that I may lay my hand upon Egypt and bring forth mine armies and my people, the children of Israel, out of the land of Egypt by great judgments. Yeah, so the Most High's desire and his will was to judge Egypt for their wickedness, for what they done to his people. And if Pharaoh had let them go after the first, the first time Moses asked, he wouldn't have been able to fully do that. It says, and the Egyptians shall know that I am Yahweh when I stretch forth mine hand upon Egypt and bring out the children of Israel from among them. Yeah, so if you know about the what happened in Egypt, all the different plagues and how the children of Israel, was released from there, a lot of, after this happened, the fear of the Most High came upon a lot of these different nations. The fear of the Israelites after they heard what happened in Egypt, came upon all those different nations. And that was the will of the Most High. This is Exodus chapter 14, verse 1. It says, and Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, that they turn and encamp before Pahaharoth, between Migdol and the sea, over against Baal Zephon, before it shall ye encamp by the sea. For Pharaoh will say of the children of Israel, they are entangled in the land, the witness hath shut them in. It says, and I will harden Pharaoh's heart. Yeah, you see it again. He will harden his heart. And the word for heart, like I said previously, the Hebrew word for heart is lab, which is his mind. So the Most High is telling you he's in control of Pharaoh's mind. The same way he's in control of all our minds. It's not just Pharaoh's mind that he's in control of. Here it's giving you an example of how he's in control of a specific person's mind, making his decisions for him. But if you read the scriptures and you have the knowledge and the understanding of the scriptures, you understand that the Most High is in control of all our minds. It says, and I will harden Pharaoh's heart, that he shall follow after them. And I will be honored upon Pharaoh and upon all his hosts, that the Egyptians may know that I am Yahweh. And they did so. Yeah, so the Most High is, after Pharaoh, saw all the different plagues, eventually the Most High killed all the Egyptians' firstborn sons, and Pharaoh eventually let the people go. The Most High hardened his heart to follow after those same people that he just let go. He followed after them, which eventually, the Most High destroyed all of Egypt's armies, in the Red Sea. Yeah, so this is just one example of how the Most High is ruling. He's not letting people pick and choose what they want to do. He didn't give Pharaoh a choice here. The decision was not his. So this is 1 Kings chapter 22, verse 15. It says, so he came to the king, and the king said unto him, Micah, shall we go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall we forbear? And he answered him, go and prosper, for Yahweh shall deliver it into the hand of the king. And the king said unto him, how many times shall I adjure thee, that thou tell me nothing but that which is true in the name of Yahweh? And he said, I saw all Israel scattered upon the hills, as sheep that have not a shepherd. And Yahweh said, these have no master, let them return every man to his house in peace. Yeah, so this was a prophet of the Most High telling the king of Israel, I believe this King Ahab, that he was going to die in this battle. Because it says a sheep that have not a shepherd. A shepherd is the person that leads the sheep. So he was telling him he was going to die. It says, and the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, did not I tell thee that he would prophesy no good concerning me, but evil? And he said, hear thou therefore the word of Yahweh. I saw Yahweh. Now this is the prophet Micaiah telling him, the vision that he saw. It said, and he said, hear thou therefore the word of Yahweh. I saw Yahweh sitting on his throne, and all the hosts of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left. And Yahweh said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? Yeah, so Ahab, the king of Judah, I believe, Jehoshaphat, was telling Ahab that they should, I believe he was telling Ahab that they should go up to this battle, and Ahab wasn't sure whether he should go or not, and the Most High wanted to persuade Ahab to go to that battle so he can die. I'm going to read verse 20 again. It says, and Yahweh said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one said on this manner, and another said on that manner. So, yeah, so there were different spirits consulting, or giving their opinions on how Ahab should be persuaded to go up to Ramoth Gilead, to this battle, to die. It says, and there came forth a spirit and stood before Yahweh, and said, I will persuade him. And Yahweh said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, thou shalt persuade him, and prevail also. Go forth and do so. Yeah, so the Most High was putting a lying spirit, okay, was sending this spirit to put lies in the mouth of these prophets, so they can prophesy falsely and tell Ahab that everything is going to be okay, when it's really not, because the Most High was sending him to that battle so he can die, so he can fulfill the will of Yahweh Shem Yahshai, because the Most High's will was for Ahab to die at that battle. It says, now therefore, behold, Yahweh hath put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these thy prophets, and Yahweh has spoken evil concerning thee. Yeah, so this right here is an example of how, the Most High orchestrates these certain things that happen on this earth. This example was the death of King Ahab. So it gave you an example of how the Most High orchestrates certain things. Now, it's not going to give us an example on everything that the Most High does, on every little thing, decision that you make, how the Most High gets you to make that decision, how it came to be about. We're not going to fully understand everything that the Most High is doing, because the scripture says what? This is Isaiah chapter 55, verse 8. It says, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith Yahweh. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Yeah, so we're not going to understand everything that the Most High is doing. We're not going to understand his will, because his thoughts are higher than our thoughts. We're not able to see the reason why everything is happening. Now, the more spiritual you become in his word, you're able to better understand why the Most High is doing the things that he does. The more spiritual you become, but we're not going to be able to understand, every different decision that the Most High makes, because his thoughts are higher than our thoughts. We can't think on that level. This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 24. It says, Yahweh of hosts hath sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass. Yeah, so whatever thought, every will of the Most High is going to come to pass, whether you like it or not. So if you not able to do anything against the Most High's will, where's the free will in that? Let's say you want to become a basketball player, or whatever you want to become a doctor, you want to become a scientist, but the Most High don't want that for you. How are you going to fight against the Most High's will? How are you going to go against the Most High's will? If you have free will, then you should be able to go against that, but you're not. It says, and as I have purposed, so shall it stand. Yeah, so whatever the will of the Most High is going to happen, whether you like it or not. I'm going to skip down to verse 27. It says, "For Yahweh of hosts hath purpose, and who shall disannul it? And his hand is stretched out, and who shall turn it back?" So yeah, whatever the Most High wants to do, whether it be with you, with the earth, with who's going to be king, the president, the elected leader, or just the leader in general, you don't get to pick and choose that. The Most High picks and chooses that. It says, who shall turn it back? Yeah, so Donald Trump, as an example, was elected as president, and those people did everything they could to try to get him not to be president, and nothing they did worked, because that was not the will of the Most High, the will of Yahweh. This is Isaiah chapter 42 verse 9. It says, "Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them." Yeah, so the Most High is telling you everything that's going to happen before it happens, letting you know He's in control. That's what it means to prophesy. To prophesy means to say before. So the Most High is prophesying, letting you know everything that's going to happen. Now, the only way He would be able to do that is if He's in control of everything. Let's say He prophesies that a man is going to be ordained to be a prophet, and that he's going to start his ministry in his, whatever, in his 30s, just to give an example. And let's say that man makes a reckless decision. Let's say the man is just to give an example. This might not be the best example. Let's say the dude is depressed and sad, and the guy commits suicide. Now the Most High's prophecy is not going to come to pass. You see what I'm saying? The will of the Most High is not going to come to pass. So if you have free will and the Most High ordains you to be something, but you're able to go against that, you're going to you would be making the Most High out to be a liar. If He prophesies something and the word doesn't come to pass, you would make the Most High out to be a liar. And the scriptures tells us the Most High cannot lie. You see? This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 39 verse 24. It says, "As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked." Yeah, so through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, us that are in this faith or in this truth, we're able to understand these different breakdowns of the scriptures. And the topic that I chose to speak about on this video was the topic of free will. You're able to understand there's no such thing as free will, and you're able to understand that the Most High is in control of every decision that we make. So that should be plain to you. You see, it says, "As his ways are plain unto the holy." Yeah, so the men that are truly serving and following Yahweh Shem Yahshai, this is a very simple topic. Now, certain topics are not as simple as others, but this is a very simple topic. So if you're unable to understand this, you have to examine yourself, whether you are walking in the right spirit, whether you're holy or you're being wicked, because the holy are this is gonna be plain to the holy, but to the wicked, they're gonna stumble with it. They're gonna fight over it, wrestle over it. They're gonna be like, well, this one scripture says this, another scripture says that. Nah, man, if you got the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahshai, you're gonna be able to understand the breakdowns of these scriptures. So that was it. Lord willing, this video was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushai, B'Shem Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to all Akim, preaching His truth, preaching His words in truth and in sincerity and in faith. Shalom.